Hey, yo! Everyday Audio's number 3 with Taylor Fade. No, wait. I'm Skip01. That's Taylor Fade. Hi. And the young Vote Lord, Mike. I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but the the kid is here.
Wait, say it again.
Dioguardo. Mike Dioguardo of Dioguardo Engineering.
That works too.
AKA Richie Rich, AKA Bobby Mercer. I don't know. That's all I got.
That's it.
That's all the AKAs I got. But he's here with us to discuss just the shots will be fired, he said.
That's what he said.
You take that.
People may be exposed.
I
have no remorse. I will say how it is.
Dioguardo.
How it is.
There will be no punches pulled.
You gotta address something right off the bat. Well, how many people? You know how many people watching right now?
I see one guy. Engineering.
And he's our
all right, two. I don't know.
biggest fan.
I don't know how to see.
Hang on, let me see what
Eight people are watching right now.
Okay, cool.
8
people off of I Just Wanna Bang.
Wait, can you stream to I Just Wanna Bang?
You could post a link.
How do I make this chat bigger?
Right off the bat, everyone wants to know.
Go ahead.
Where's the VCI too?
Oh.
What happened to that?
That is.
It just so happens I have it right here.
Whoa! Snap!
But actually, that's not actually the whole.
You're getting a live scoop right now.
Hold on.
That man said he's got.
How do I? Last time I was able to make the chat like huge and just get the chat. Oh, there.
That's what she said.
Chat. That's what I want.
Pictures of it. So
Mike's mic is, yeah.
Hear me?
They can. Yeah, we just got to be quiet. Go ahead.
All right. So I actually don't know where I put my demo model, but you guys seen pictures of it. I posted pictures of it. So VCI 2. I said it was going to be released in August. It's now August. It may not be coming till September now.
Oh, come on, man. You're killing.
Listen. I'm not going to release something that's going to have defects and bugs. You know? This is why I bought a patent for this. You know, currently patent pending for this. I want to do this right. I'm not going to give you guys something that isn't going to work, because that's why I discontinued the VCI 1. For the very few that have VCI 1s, some of them were able to get to work without issue. Other people had problems. I helped them through the problems, but I want to give something to the public that works. And I'm not going to give them some Arduino on a breadboard, you know, to slap some pieces together, solder it, and say, whoopee, there's your product. I'm not doing that.
That's not what we do.
It's going to be a real product you're getting with a real Bluetooth app. That I'm not going to be like EA and you have to pay $5 at DLC, you know? What if they do now?
Mike,
no transactions?
Everybody in the chat is saying you need to turn your mic up or something.
My mic?
Yeah, they can't barely hear you.
Will do. I will do that right now.
Just clip it, bruh. All knobs to the right.
All knobs to the right. That's how we roll. That's why we have Dioguardo Engineering products, so that we know if
better
clipping or
clip that whole big standalone mic on your shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awfully loud.
That's it. Square wave.
So yeah.
Oh, there you go. No, that was good.
That's
good
actually
now?
Yeah, that was really
that
good.
actually sounds good. You might need to hold the thing.
I mean, or like
All right.
put your seat down and I don't know.
I'm gonna put it right here. I'm just gonna talk louder. How about that?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna talk louder.
All right, let's see what they say. So
You hear me now? Testing. Uno, dos, tres.
all right, they say much better.
Gucci.
Boom.
All right, so let's ask me questions, gentlemen. Well, I was just kind of going off on a rant there. But yeah, VCI 2, have patience. It's coming. Patent pending. Wireless Bluetooth app. You only need one to monitor your entire system. Now, why is that? Because all your subwoofer coils heat up uniformly.
Theoretically.
Wait, is that true?
Theoretically. But, oh, Mike, I have an asymmetrically loaded enclosure and one side is a weak point. And it heats up very quickly and shit. What do I do? Well, you put the VCI on that, the weakest link sub.
Mm.
And,
Right.
I will show them the temperature probe. I got one right here.
That's the one.
That's-
the VCI is that's the money.
Here it is. It's the same thing. Nothing. Actually, this is the old one.
He's like in his lab right now, just digging
Yeah.
out prototypes.
Yeah, I hear like Bunsen burners bubbling.
Right.
You hear that?
He's about to come back on with a lab coat.
Yeah. His hair spiked.
All right,
Jordan, we see you.
So here's the
Drew.
same sensor. It's the same IR temperature sensor. Oh, that's MLX901C, whatever it's called. You have to get on eBay for $6. Okay, cool, do it. And then make your own temperature sensor and make it for the mass market. Making it for yourself is one thing. Make it yourself for you and a few other friends is another.
Right.
But making an actual product for the public.
Tell us, without giving away any secret sauce. Tell us some
I'm not
of
giving.
the.
I got nothing to hide.
Tell us some of the troubles that you ran into developing that thing.
What?
Without giving away any secret sauce. Tell us some of the troubles that you had
That's hard.
developing that thing,
It's hard
getting it to work, getting it to be reliable, and because I know that you had to go through a lot of iterations and a lot of blood, sweat, and tears to get the thing to work reliably. So give us a taste.
Well, I'm afraid I can't.
That's what I just said. So, everything is secret sauce. Everything.
I can't say any of the things I encountered because I want whoever's trying to, copy me. Well, I wouldn't say copy. Make their own version of a voice coil temperature sensor.
There is one guy.
There is a guy.
And I'll tell you what, it's his little YouTube
I'm not going to say
video.
his name. I'm not going to say his name, but he has a similar name to similar sound name is the head coach, TJ Dillashaw, UFC fighter. TJ Dillashaw is the head coach.
Nobody.
For UFC fans,
Nobody got that reference.
You'll see his name. He's a very well-known guy in the MMA community, and you'll know who I'm talking about.
All right, so
the same last name, by the way.
So his breadboard bench testing, showing off what he's got going on right now, is not going to be viable once it's in practice.
Well, this is the thing. I could go hook up one of my little. Hold on. I could go hook up one of my little Usain Bolts and make it display crazy text and graphics. I can make it do, show voltages. I could tell you miles per hour, anything. I could make a fake amp dyno. And that's another thing we'll get into.
So before we get away from all that,
anyway, let's just get back to my thing. This is the, what the VCI 2 is going to look like. You see, no Arduino, because I grew up. There's something Arduino. Now it's AT, 18 mega 328, the new one actually, 328PB, something like that. And it's got some fancy features, and now RJ45 Ethernet ports. And it's also I will try, it will most likely be backwards compatible with existing VCI 1 sensors. So you have a VCI 1 sensor already ran, don't worry, you just buy these adapters I'll be selling along with it, and you hook it up, and it'll work the same.
So Mike,
the biggest thing is running the sensor.
For everybody that's watching that has no idea what the hell you're talking about right now. VCI, blah, blah, blah.
All right, it is a voice coil temperature sensor. Patent pending voice coil temperature sensor. If you go on my website, well, the Facebook page actually, you'll see some videos of it working, some pics of it, and how it installs onto your sub. Your sub obviously needs to have a ventilation gap. If it doesn't, you're gonna have to drill. And for JL audio, guys running JL audio, I'm sorry, you have no choice. But if you want to monitor your coils, you gotta drill through your sub. You have to. If you could see the voice coil,
you don't need to monitor that.
You can acquire the temperature.
Just send it.
Because this is infrared, does not touch the coil, and yeah. So maybe I should talk about how the VCI.
Yeah, well, yeah. What's your background? Why did you see the need for? Well, your first product was the Voltmeter, the Usain Bolt.
First product was the VCI.
First product was the VCI.
Well, maybe we should back up even.
Right. Let's go to the beginning. Yeah.
Is the young?
Where'd he come from?
Right. How did he get here?
Yeah. How did he get so smart to just be like, all right, I'm gonna make that. And
so,
be Gucci.
I started cardio when I was 16 years old. Like most people. This is back in 08, 09.
Young ass.
Kind of like young.
The young Volt.
Yeah.
Toyota Camry, like the 200 watt MTX T45. And then I got two. I fucked up because it was a noob. And I bought one that was a single voice coil and I had a dual voice coil, so it was fucked.
Send it.
Anyway, so went away to college my freshman year, and then I came home. I decided, you know what? I'm gonna start my own audio business.
What?
Doing installs. Just for some extra money during the summers when I was still at school.
Oh, you got the install skills too, huh?
And so I was doing that, and I teamed up with my good friend, my homeboy, whose brother bought a CNC machine. So when we first started, the company was called Audio Sound Systems. It was like capital A, lowercase u, capital D, capital I, capital Y.
Of course.
The thing is, if you're a local,
as opposed to ASS.
Locally, that's like people call me Dio. That's my nickname. So that's just like a play on my last name. So that's what we chose. That's what we called. And what we did, we had access, CNC machine. We were hoping we could pump out crazy boxes and do crazy builds. And my homeboy, his cousin, is one of the former marketing managers for Scar Audio. Keep in mind, I'm only like, what am I? 19, 20? So this was a big thing for me, a blessing that I could, have access to dealer pricing, and I wanted to, I was at a 2001 Toyota Avalon at the time. I was gonna, go crazy on it, load it up, make that the Scar Audio demo car for New York State. But things didn't work out because turns out the Avalon is a really fucking hard car to do any good of a build in. And the CNC machine, so it's my friend's older brother. He runs his own business off of that. So we didn't have a lot of time to actually, build stuff on it. And the car audio market in Longview, New York is fine. It's like non-existent. We have a lot of sound ordinance laws and not a lot of places that have car meets in general. And even if there is car meets, where audio isn't allowed. So it wasn't only until recently, Bald Hill in New York, Suffolk County, New York, that's where they have big car shows on Monday nights. They just started allowing audio back. But anyway, so now my Avalon, I said not the best car to put a system in. So I had very limited trunk space to work with, besides it being a pretty decent sized trunk. I managed to cram a a single SCAR ZVX18 into there, dual to ohm, and 1.5 cubes. Yeah. And it was a ski hatch blow through. So,
Taylor knows about that.
I do, but we call them fishing holes down here.
But
fishing rod holes.
Here's the thing. So I did this. Sounded okay. I put on a SCAR SK4500, so 5K. I did the big 3, had a MechMan all, it was a decent, I'd say it was an intermediate still. But I had too much compression. The sub would heat up, very quickly because of the lack of airspace. And this is a problem.
It was ported? 1.5 ported?
Yeah, it was very small. Like, it was it was too small. And I was saying to myself, why couldn't you just stick like an infrared probe in the ventilation gap, like monitor your temperature so you don't overheat your subs? And I looked it up, and like, no one's done this. I guess I'll do it myself. So I bought an Arduino, what turned into a weekend project, became the flagship product, and what got me started into the instrumentation game. And for those watching, the term instrumentation refers to like meters, sensors. So myself, Tony Diamore, SMD, those things, vital power, I guess you could say, that's an instrumentation category. The instrumentation market. But we're a niche market inside a niche market inside a niche market. Premium car audio. But, and so I sold my entire system. I believe that much in the product. I sold my entire system to fund, further developing the VCI-1. And I forget when I launched it officially, where you could buy it, because I debuted it on the demo bus, Rob Jekacki's demo bus, which not many people know, lived 10 minutes like down the road from me. And then he moved to North Carolina now. So, but yeah, he was on Long Island. He had the bus there, and thank you, Rob, for letting me showcase the VCI in that. I still got, the videos are still up there, I think. If you look on YouTube. I haven't touched my YouTube channel in a while, but anyway.
It's dead.
So even after all that, and I went down to TDH, I gave out demos of the thing. That was the first TDH show, TDH 2014? No, yeah, that was a while ago, I think. And everyone thought it was snake oil. Everyone was calling it snake oil. And I'm like, you're kidding me. I gave up everything for you. It's alright. So I was saying, I gave up. It's alright.
I'm trying to mute it, but Taylor, kill that kid, please. Jeez,
What was I saying? Yeah, so...
You debuted it 2014?
Yeah, it's alright. So I debuted it, everyone thought it was snake oil. It wasn't selling good. And
hey, I'll tell you, just not to interrupt you, Mike, but when I first caught wind of it on the forums, and I don't know how Skip felt about it, but I was like, this is some snake oil bull crap.
You thought it was snake oil?
Needs this baloney. This is retarded. And I think I even inserted a picture of a nose in a thread talking about it. But I got to tell you, not to like plug it for you or whatever, but after having used one and doing some testing and stuff, I'm telling you, I don't know why everyone doesn't have one in their cars. It's like a voltmeter. I mean, it should be like
subs. It's a voltmeter for your subs.
It's exactly what it is. It's a voltmeter for your subs, 100%.
And that's why I was so, disappointed. I was really beside myself. It was like, people need this thing, but I'm failing in presenting it wrong. I'm not presenting it the right way. So, but the thing, at this point, I was out of money. I had no system. I was like $1,000 or $2,000 in the hole. And keep in mind, this is a college student with a very, very part-time job in the whole,
I was really beside myself. It was like, people...
Uh-oh, somebody's got some playback.
My bad.
some kind of lag.
My bad. That was me.
Anyway, so
Shut up.
I was like, I had one last shot. I'm like, do I take another crack at the VCI one, or do I do something simpler? What is something that everyone has? Super simple. Everyone understands. It's nothing crazy. Because remember, the idea of a voice coil temperature sensor. There's a lot of no one's done it. There's people asking a lot of questions. How do I know, like, what temperature is my coil? What's the limit for my coil? This, that, and the other thing. How do I mount it? I don't have, there's a lot of questions. But everyone knows a voltmeter. So I thought, everyone has these cheapo Stinger voltmeters that are 7-segment displays that are multiplexed. Now, multiplexing, if you ever have a Stinger voltmeter and you ever see that waving effect, that's because the displays are multiplexed, which means those 3 digits are never lit at the same time. One digit's lit for like a split second, and the other middle digit's lit for a split second, and then the last digit's lit for a split second. So each one takes turns shining, and to the human eye, it looks like a static image. But when you start shaking it, that's when it gets all wavy, and it's hard to read. I was in, a lot of people's builds, and I could not read the voltage at all. Some people were severe, the others were not. Depends on the meter, depends on the build, where it's located, but I saw this as a problem, so I'm like, and the response time was slow. So why don't I make the world's fastest voltmeter? Boom.
Uh-oh.
That's how I market it as. But what to call it? At the time, around the time, the fastest man on Earth was Usain Bolt.
And he's still the fastest guy.
He's not. It's
what?
Fastest, crazy. I think the fastest guy is actually a Chinese guy. I haven't been keeping track of the track and
Making up stories now, bro.
Yeah. So, anyway, Usain Bolt. The name caught on. Easy to remember. Now, a lot of you people are thinking, isn't that copyright infringement? No, because Usain is an actual name. Bolt is Volt.
Mm-hmm.
Originally, the logo for Usain Bolt was going to be a person sprinting. That may have been pushing it. I decided not to do that. And more on Usain Bolt in a little.
Did he?
Usain Bolt.
Did you try to maybe reach out to him and give you like
get him holding?
Before we get sidetracked, I'm just going to say this quick. Before we say this quick, Mike Singer was contacted by Usain Bolt.
What?
And I caught wind of this, and I'm like, well, this is it. This is the moment I've been waiting for my entire life. I'm going to give my homeboy, Usain Bolt, as I was a track and field guy growing up, he was my idol, a sprinter too. And it'd be great. But then I took a step back and like, wait, this is how it's supposed to go. I'm not going this route. This is too easy. Something bad is going to come from this. I know it. And I said, Mike, just send it without him.
Wow.
And I did not send Usain Bolt a Usain Bolt.
Like the actual.
I know.
Usain.
You would think anyone in my position would, in a heartbeat, send a Usain Bolt, but I didn't.
Like the actual Usain.
The actual Usain Bolt.
Like
Bolt wanted one of your Bolt.
He has a house in Miami. Got a house in Miami.
That doesn't even make sense.
He's into audio.
What was the car? Do you remember?
Expedition.
That doesn't make any sense. Why wouldn't you do that?
Because I was afraid he was going to sue me.
What?
Sue you?
I really was.
Dang.
He's got millions of dollars that I'm sure he doesn't mind flexing on some college kid.
Just throwing lawyers at you.
Oh my God.
And I can't outrun him.
No.
Can't outrun him.
He'll catch you.
How is that? Meter time's only like a 53, so his is like, he doesn't even run the 400, and it's like near 1 second off world record. But anyway,
he might win again if he enters.
No, dude, he's retired.
Oh, he did?
He like tore his hamstring.
Oh, yeah, he did.
He's done.
He was like the perfect specimen for running, you know? Tall, long legs.
He was an anomaly.
He was like Michael Phelps for swimming, you know, just perfect.
He did not have the ideal sprinter physique, I'll tell you that.
Oh, the sprinter?
So, Mike,
Anyway,
you're
back on
you're
this
off.
audio shit.
Yeah.
What were we talking about?
What you had, Taylor?
So Usain Bolt was a hit. When I launched it, the internet broke. The first time I ever like truly broke the internet.
Mm-hmm.
It broke so badly. A man by the name of Stephen Mead caught wind of this. Now, when I debuted it, I'll never forget this. It was February of 2015. I debuted Usain Bolt in a video. Right here on my bench, I had a whole bunch lined up. I marked it as the world's fastest voltmeter. And he saw that, and it went crazy.
Because this is analog, right?
What?
Because this is analog.
I made yes, one of the selling points was this is faster than analog. And I also made the an additional argument that the SMD voltmeter isn't actually analog. It is digital. It uses the same exact Arduino-based CPU that my Usain Bolt uses. But it didn't always used to be like that. The first versions of the VM1, right? It's called VM1.
Mm-hmm.
First versions of the SMD VM1, and this is not to throw shade at SMD at all. That's we'll get into that about my, Tony BM1 and all that. For initial version was fully analog.
I thought y'all was the same person for forever, just to clarify.
No, you did.
I promise. I almost messaged you for a diamond box. I promise. Wait, is that it?
No, like almost maybe like a dozen instances where people thought be more confused with Dioguardo.
Yeah.
I don't blame him.
That's not even close.
Are you serious?
Italian.
It's like
Italian.
it's like the same pasta dish. It's just a different noodle. That's all it is. That was kind of.
But seriously, I find it flattering.
Yeah.
To compare to him, So, Steve Mead came on the video. He started throwing some shade.
As he would.
But he fucked up because he did not make a really good argument. He said that the voltmeter looks like a fuel pump.
Oh, that's great.
And it became a meme instantly.
A fuel pump?
And I'm like, what are you talking? What are you smoking?
I remember that.
I don't remember that.
What he meant was, because of the frame rate of the video, you could kind of see the screen scanning rate of the display. Which, and also it's a fact, those Usain Bolts were slower than the current ones. A tad bit slower. But anyway, everyone saw that I got Steve Mead upset. Everyone jumped on the Dioguardo bandwagon, so. And it took off from there. I sold out within that weekend. I wound up selling, I broke 100 within a month, 2 months. But keep in mind, there's someone who's never sold a Volt, instrumentation before. Never sold something such high quality. I was 3D printing all of these stuff. I bought, another part of my investment was, I bought another 3D printer just to make Usain Bolts. Now, keep in mind, this was like 2015 sounds like...
Oh, yeah, they were stupid. They were stupid expensive.
If you look at the way, like, the technology coming out, you had a 3D printer. Yeah. I bought my 3D printer in 2014.
Jeez.
I was hot.
Yeah.
Like,
Wizard.
That was, people, I had to turn people away because it's like, I don't want to print stuff for you. No, I'm just too busy. Because that's something you want to do. You buy a printer. One of the things was you bought a printer and then you made prints for people to pay off, And the filming costs were so cheap, I just had to sell like a meter or two, and I could just print anything I wanted for an entire month. That's how effective it was. But anyway, so yeah, I 3D printed all that. So Steve Mead got upset, caught a lot of wind. And
This was the version 1 still?
this was Usain Bolt version 2.
Was the Steve Mead?
So version 1 was actually like kind of like a private beta release. I only sold it to a few people. But when the first shit, public coming out, that was version 2, and that was February of 2015 or 16.
So,
I gotta check that. But
so version 2 was the first one you sold publicly to the world.
yes,
And
I sold, and I have.
You still have?
I have flags over here of all my international sales. I got Australia, Canada, United Kingdom, Austria, New Zealand, Sweden, Germany, and just as of last week, I added Finland and Norway. So I've conquered Scandinavia.
Wow, that's pretty awesome.
But it's
That is
crazy
awesome.
because, I literally went from being like done, like complete out of audio for good, just because I was fucking didn't want to deal with this shit anymore. And I missed.
I remember that.
I also kind of, not to backtrack, but one of the reasons why audio sound systems. Let me briefly explain. So, audio sound systems, I think it was like 2015 that I decided to close that. We transformed it into Dioguardo engineering. Audio sound systems was still following like the first initial version of VCI 1. But then, as I saw the popularity of VCI 1 increase, and I didn't really do installs anymore, I just got rid of installs completely, changed the name to Dioguardo Engineering. So same logo, just different name. What was I saying?
Steve Mead.
Oh yeah, so
he blew you up. That's where it all started. You owe him. Yeah.
Steve, if you're watching this right now, you're my boy.
Found it.
Yeah.
I have the utmost respect. You're the reason why I got into car audio.
Oh, a lot of people. I say
this every time. That video you pulling up to CVS in your Tahoe and the doors open up.
Really?
What? From his base?
Had me at that. I ran FI. First, but
yeah.
I went from a MTX T45 to 2 FI BL12s fully loaded because of you, Steve. And I still ran Rockford Ford multi-channel because of you, Steve.
And look, guys, your inspiration and he's throwing shade on you.
But
that's like the circle of life. What are you gonna do?
But
I miss him playing. I miss him playing Air Forces for all his demos. I love that song.
Long story short, I'm very fortunate to be where I am and make it this far. Because, like I said, there's other people that tried doing the same thing, and they failed. I'm not trying to throw shade on those people. You try. This is hard. You don't understand how when everyone else is cookie cutting from China and just ordering from catalogs, you tried to make something unique.
Their innovation is getting a green LED instead of the red.
Yeah. It's very hard to do that. I tip my hat to you. But, this is competition. And we're in a niche market within a niche market within a niche market. Only the strongest, the one strong, there can only be one. It's like the Highlander.
You kill one, you get stronger.
There can only be one Bolt Lord.
That is
That
true.
being said, we need to move forward. We need to talk about some other stuff.
Well, Go.
I don't want to do Dioguardo engineering anymore.
What? I say
You saw that?
Yeah, I did see that post. Yeah.
I was looking to sell Dioguardo engineering and its assets.
Where do we go from here?
People realize you have to understand one of the main reasons why I started this side business was to create a portfolio so that I could land a better job in the future, build my portfolio and provide some fun and some spare bucks on the side while I'm going through college. I'm out of college now. And I now landed that job that I planned, for doing this audio thing to get me. I now have that job. Mission accomplished. Roll the credits. So why should I continue?
Why should you?
Like, the amount of money I get working this regular full-time job it's laughable to even continue Dioguardo engineering. So why do I still try to continue it? I like making people happy. The customers, the amount of people that I've met, talked to, it's incredible, That's why it's like, I was brought up doing it the right way. I was told to do it the right way, don't do it at all. I would never just slap my logo on something and resell it. I'm not like that. I wanted to create something, unique in this market where today, look all around you. Xenon, S&I, JNL, it's the audio, the way the market is right now, it lacks the individualism, the creativity. Everything's all just kind of like the same. It's lacking the innovation and, R&D, all that stuff is just turned to marketing. Audio is more of marketing now than it is actually like research and development,
There's hardly any innovation. It's all the end result of just making a quick buck or something, Buy $10,000 worth of product.
Not to divert the subject, we'll go back to that, but I don't want to run Dioguardo engineering anymore. And I have good news. I'm still going to run it until a new owner is found. Now, Dioguardo engineering is still going to be around because I would like to try making amplifiers, which will, the Usain Bolt will still be around. It's still selling. You can still buy Usain Bolt. The VCI one, I'm still going to release that. If you think I sold my other system to fund the patent, the patent pending for it, and I'm not going to just drop end it right there. I got to finish the job. So, and I got a lot of people. The amount of people asking for this thing, like, I can't just leave these people hanging.
Asking for which one?
Like
The
that,
VCI.
What?
Oh yeah.
The new VCI they're asking for.
Yeah, the VCI too.
I don't know about the rest of those people, but I'm waiting on the Gandalf.
We'll talk about that. But anyway, I am speaking to a certain company that does instrumentation. Now you have to think, there's not a lot of companies that do instrumentation, but it's not really meters. Well, it is kind of meters, but it's more electromechanical. That's the only hint I'm going to give you.
All right.
You probably already know who I'm talking about. That's who I'm talking to. Right now, we're trying to work out a deal where these guys will take over production of the Usain Bolt and the VCI. Will still be called the same. The Dioguardo engineering will still be on, the name. And I'll collab with them, make cool products with them, because I still want to do that, in my spare time. And I hope everyone understands, I made it this far, but there's so much liability in running your own business. People don't understand. There's so much liability in running business the right way, And
so you can kind of take a step back and just let them
enjoy my life. I gave
right.
I sacrificed 5 years of my life for this, dedicated audio. I want to go out, see the world, shit,
Yeah, sure.
I'm 24, turned 25 in November, but I feel like I'm 50 years old. Something ain't right there, You guys want to go golf? Want to go to the opera? That's how old I feel.
Hey, what the? You just throw shade at golf too? Come on, man.
I suck at golf. I'm sorry.
That's why you're mad with it.
I never played.
Old men do that shit,
Taylor is old and he does do that.
That's true. Both.
And opera, I don't know, just fucking like weird old guys, just fancy people.
Opera? Is that still a thing? Might be.
Broadway, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. Broadway, yeah.
Us Italians, we created opera.
Because it's in Italian. I mean, what are you gonna do?
So anyway,
So what's new? What's next, man?
Don't
What's
worry
next?
about me. Don't worry about me. I'm not. I may not be as active as I used to be. It may take me a few days to respond to your messages and stuff, but you need to have patience with me. I'm trying the best I can. I love all my customers. They mean the world to me, and I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you guys. Like, people don't understand this. I could just walk away whenever I want, but I don't. I choose not to because I love you guys. You know,
We love you too, Mike.
You know, and I appreciate everyone who sticks up for me.
Mikey.
Like, you don't understand. I went to Sundown 2016. Was it 16? Yeah, it was 2016. I went to Sundown, which reminds me, I released Usain Bolt 2015 and 2016. But within 1 year's time, I was at the Sundown show, and I was walking around all these vehicles. I saw my meter. Like 10 vehicles in a row. Usain Bolt. Usain Bolt. Usain Bolt. You know, I built something from nothing. And
that's got to be a great thing.
Oh man, I know. I was just thinking that. You know, great.
And you know what? It's not a cheap meter. So
Right.
they've got to.
I just want to bang for all the big audio groups. Yo, what's a good voltmeter? Boom, Usain Bolt. Boom, Usain Bolt. Boom, Usain Bolt. Boom, BM1. Pure and analog. There's nothing wrong with BM1. It's the fact that you can't read it.
I don't like it at all. I don't like the stupid clock thing. I don't.
Yeah,
it just. It doesn't.
I have a BM1 right here.
Yeah,
and I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. I put it in my system. I tried reading it. And at night, can't do it.
Yeah.
Even in the daytime, I have to actually look at it.
I mean, you might as well just have different lights that show where you're
You
at.
don't care about actual numbers.
Right.
You just want relativity.
Right.
Like from 0 to 1. If you just want to see something relative, you do this. And it's the analog look.
Mm-hmm.
It's also humongous.
It is kind of large.
It is. And you're right. I cannot read that thing. I can't read the
That's
thing.
the same processor as the Usain Bolt. Do I have one open over here? Do I have?
Not to hate on SMD
Here's
or
the inside
Tony,
of a Usain Bolt. Boom, there you go. Same processor.
but
Illuminati.
I can't read the thing, and you know, be as fast as you want to be. But if I can't tell what number it is, I mean, he might as well not have numbers on the thing.
Just have lights.
Make it
Just have
green,
lights.
yellow, and red.
Yeah.
You have to,
Yeah.
Going back to
Red up.
when it was originally
I better turn it
released
down.
and marketed, it used a Texas Instruments LM3 something. What it was, it's a general purpose LED dot bar driver electronic chip, IC. It's analog. TTL analog. If you consider TTL analog, because TTL is technically.
Well, I don't know about you, Mike, but
Analog.
Skip and I do not consider TTL analog.
You don't consider TTL?
No.
It's like
I have no idea
pseudo-analog.
what that is.
You know what I'm saying? Well, digital. In order to create a digital signal, it needs that analog, current, voltage. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, it's where do you draw the line between what's analog and what's digital?
That's true. Where do you draw?
Now, this here's the thing. So this Texas Instruments LED dot bar driver chip, which I've looked into, and I built a few kits on the breadboard with it. LED sound bars, and you can make all that cool stuff. It uses Zener diodes. It uses a Zener ladder. Every little Zener is trimmed to like 1 volt, 2 volt, 3 volt, 4 volt. So if you know how a Zener diode works, when you reverse bias a Zener diode, so when you hook the Zener diode backwards, it will not start conducting voltage. Current won't pass over until it passes 1 volt or 2 volts or whatever that Zener diode is rated for. So that's essentially how that chip works. You get voltage, on the sense line goes up. Once it goes over 1 volt, the 1 volt LED lights up. And once it goes over 2, and then 2, and then 3. A Zener diode is analog by definition. It is a discrete But when you start saying when it becomes digital, is when you throw like, you know, the anything that has logic. So what happened was they were using this chip. Now that chip is kind of slow. It can be a little bit inaccurate. It's sensitive to temperature. So a couple of versions later, they rolled out the ATmega 328. They replaced it with the same, it's basically an Arduino based. See, nothing wrong with that. It's that 3D printer uses an Arduino. That 3D printer uses an Arduino. Your microwave oven probably uses an Arduino based processor. It's like there's two things. There's the Arduino platform and then the AVR platform. Arduino is a higher level than AVR. So AVR is a lot lower level, but it's a little more complicated. You could fine-tune things with it, fine-tune control. But anyway, what I'm saying is they didn't actually push this as a fully analog meter still.
Mm-hmm.
It's just people knew from the past versions, if this is the analog voltmeter, fully analog best voltmeter, it's just a new version. They didn't really bother to realize, check to see, wait, this is a digital chip. This is the, you know what I'm saying?
So they had all the parts there, but they just didn't have digital? Is that what you're saying?
No, they went from analog to digital.
Okay.
But when they first released it, it's like, how do you explain this? It's like they're saying Coke class, like original Coke, but now it's Coke class. All right, that's a bad analogy. Historically, this was an analog meter. They came out with a new version that was digital, but they didn't say it was digital.
Okay.
You, as the buyer from, around the internet, you'd ask, this is the VM1. This is the OG, analog style meter. So, yeah, there's nothing wrong, If you ask him, say, is this fully analog? He'll say it's analog style. It's not full analog, it's analog style, there's nothing wrong with that, But there was no deception at all. He didn't lie, It's just, that's like me when I switched out the controlling interface on the Usain Bolt. It went from I2C to SPI. So if you're running a V2 or earlier Usain Bolt, it's a lot slower than the newer version 3 and version 4 Usain Bolts. I never put that on a bulletin board, billboard saying that, it's just not something to really make public. You want to ask me, I'm glad to say it. I'll say it in a public forum. You ask me online. It's just, I think people expect you to go out of your way to say all the little sign things. And then when you get caught, people, like to, as the young and hip kids say nowadays, chase clout. They like to chase clout. They like to
call you out on it.
Troll people, get people fired up. So they finally found that,
So the new VCI, is it coming? When is it dropping? Is it going to be Bluetooth?
I'll say this again. The new VCI 2, it's coming towards the end of August, and I'm probably going to push that back. Look, the VCI 2 is becoming more of a meme than Half-Life 3, and it's release date.
All right.
But I'm telling you, it's right. I can hook this up right now. It will work. I have the Bluetooth app on my tablet. This will work. It's ready to go. But I'm not going to give it to you
until it's ready.
Problems. I'm not going to give it to you if it's going to have problems, because you want to know why? Because he's going to be messaging me at 2 a.m. the night before the show when I got to work the next morning at 5 a.m. Mike, your thing doesn't work. You know what I'm saying?
All right. So beyond the VCI, what do you got coming down the pipe, man? What's
all right? So
what's bouncing around in that head of yours?
All right. So I mentioned that amplifiers. That's another reason why I want to sell over, the meters, you know, the Usain Bolt and the BCI, to pass it off to someone else who, you know, I know is capable of really, you know, with more time on their hands, see it through a fully furnished product. Now, a lot of you guys know I came out with the Gandalf prototype. You've probably seen videos of it. Taylor, you've touched it, but you did not hook it up. You did not power it because I told you not to, because I thought there was something seriously wrong with it, you know. And
send it.
And then he sends it back, and I turn it on, and there was actually nothing wrong with it. But Taylor's been so busy, I haven't had a chance to send it to him. Says, but you saw it, so it's not, not Photoshop.
I did.
It was there.
It's a real thing.
It's real. And what's up?
Oh, he's going to get it.
Does it have angled inputs?
No, it's like
one of
literal. It's like it looks like a science project.
So yeah, it's very sketchy. This, yes, I won't. It's an AliExpress 12-volt power supply. It works. It's just a prototype. Don't worry, because people don't realize making an amp on a breadboard is one thing. 1, 2, 5 watts. Try making 250 watts. Just 200, which isn't a lot. 250 watts, 2 channels. It's hard because you need both a positive and a negative voltage. Generating both at the same time, very hard to do. That's why you have to use fancy push-pull converter, which people dedicate their entire lives in magnetics. Magnetics is...
Dude, I mean, Sound Digital seems to have figured it out in like 5 minutes. Big whoop.
Yeah, like to fine-tune stuff, like, you think you know simple magnetics? Wait till you see transformer, like switch mode power supply magnetics. That's a whole other world.
So you're not a fan of the Sound Digital, is that what you're telling me?
Well, I guess we'll have our first burn victim of the night.
Buckle up.
Expose the shit out of Sound Digital. I'm just making sure that there's no crazy, Brazilian UFC fighters.
Jiu-jitsu.
Jump out of my ceiling, break
Hey,
my
Brazil
neck,
does know
prevent
jiu-jitsu.
me from telling the truth.
Eddie Bravo back there.
Well, here, a disclaimer, though. Disclaimer, you are a Brazilian amplifier fan. You're a full bridge fan, just not the GAN.
Oh, I know. Oh, I only run Brazilian amps. For more of a political reason than anything, but I do like full bridge topology. I just don't run Sound Digital.
Political?
I love Banda. That's some I never really in.
Political as in South Korea?
I have a grudge with Sound Digital. I'm going to tell you guys why. Should I explain that first, or should I actually talk about what a gallium nitrate field effect transistor amplifier is?
Do both, but give us the cliffs, because people are going to fall asleep here.
All right. So basically, in electronics, you started off with the vacuum tube, back in the time. Then they came up with the transistor, the BJT. Then they came out the MOSFET. And now, we're, 2018. What do we have now? We have two things. We have the silicon carbide transistor and the gallium nitrate transistor. Silicon carbide we don't really use because it's too high voltage and doesn't really do what we want it to do. Like silicon carbide transistor, you could control megavolts of shit. But gallium nitrate transistor is extremely fast and extremely powerful. So, Class D amplifiers, which we could spend a whole other session talking about them. The thing that makes them distort all comes down to how fast they could turn on and turn off. Not the frequency. From the acceleration between 0 volts and like 50 volts of the rail. It has nothing to do with the carrier frequency at which it's modulating at, though it should be in the kilohertz as they normally are. So the reason why amplifiers heat up is because they spend too much time going from in this middle area when it's going from 0 volts like 50 volts. When you're in this middle area, this is called the ohmic region of a transistor. That's when it heats up. That's why amplifiers get hot. Gallium nitrate transistors used in the Gandalf, like I got here, Gandalf oxide. Can't really see it. It's a little tiny silicon die. It's a little wafer. They're not even like these big blocky things. They grow this shit on a petri dish. I kid you not. This is how fine-tuned it is. So they could literally turn on almost instantly, like in 1 nanosecond, picoseconds.
Compared to what with a MOSFET?
A MOSFET usually takes microseconds, so like 3 order of magnitude in the worst, case. So, so the fact that it's able to turn on almost instantly means there's no heat losses. You don't need a heat sink. 250 watts, you don't need a heat sink, and you'll get 0.0003 THD at 5 watts, and 0.003 or 1 and change, I forget the exact spec, THD at full 250 watts. You could barely hear 0.1. What makes you think you're going to hear 0.001? So nearly perfect fidelity. Almost zero loss. Theoretically zero. To the human ear, though the golden ears will say otherwise, it's lossless.
So we don't have to worry about the crossover the crossover frequency because it's so fast, and it's because it operates at such a high frequency. We don't have to worry about the carrier signal.
Exactly. The carrier signal is 400 kilohertz. You will not.
Well, you still have to filter it out, but.
Well, yeah. That's why
so what the crossover distortion, right? That's what a lot of us worry about. There is none because it's so fast.
It's so fast. This is the Class A. This is the audiophile's worst nightmare. This is the day that they've been praying would not come, and it's finally come, where Class D is outperforming Class A and Class AB. So it's kind of cheat that, and it's funny because it's like showing flat. It's like I've argued with a lot of the sound quality guys. I've argued with Tony Diamore about this. Don't get me wrong. Class AB has its place. I love tube amps. I love that shit. But to say it's the best is, incorrect. I wouldn't say that's correct. Then we could also talk hours about what is proper sound. What is the proper sound of an amp? What's the proper sound of a speaker? I'm just going by what's written. THD means, where'd you go?
I don't know. My thing froze. I don't know what happened, but go ahead.
Oh, it is frozen.
Yeah, y'all look good though.
That's a great picture for frozen.
Thanks.
Now Mike is frozen.
Cola just texted me. He said my shit's distorted.
Your amp or your mic?
My potato internet is causing my shit to not work. Not still working. Hopefully that.
So look, So for the viewers at home that don't know, Class A is our tubes, like you mentioned, purposefully distorted, right? Class A on all the time, super inefficient, but zero crossover distortion, and we're good to go. AB does a little switching, a little bias. Class D is on and off.
They're linear.
So Class D and FET is so fast, you don't have to worry about all that stuff. And it is Class A and D, traditional MOSFET D's worst nightmare. And are you actively pursuing this amp, or is this a science project?
I am actively pursuing it, sorta. It's kind of been put on the shelf since I started my full-time job. But I'm not gonna reveal some stuff because I'm sure there's some Brazilians watching out there. Uva more. I'm just kidding. No, but for real, there's a semiconductor company coming out with new GaN FETs, and they may utilize their one of the reference designs that comes along with this new GaN FET. So that may look completely different the next time you see it. The Gandalf prototype revision 3 may be completely different. Because the reason why, we worked very closely with the... Oh.
No.
I will stick the thing.
What? No. My bad.
Are you frozen?
Can you still hear me though?
I can still hear you.
Yeah. I don't know what happened. It froze, but...
anyway, so,
yeah, continue. My bad. Brazilians. I don't know.
Oh yeah, goldfish memory, I swear. So yeah, when the new, I'm going to use that new design. Now the thing is, we work very closely with the designers of this reference design. I didn't make this design. I have no problem. This isn't my design. What semiconductor companies do, this is part of the industry, part of the real, engineering industry. When a semiconductor company like Texas Instruments or Fairchild or On Semiconductor, when they come out with these new crazy transistors, they're not just going to give them to you, be like, all right, have fun. They're going to give you example designs you use as building blocks, where you then build off of them, and you make different shit.
Right.
This is just a basic reference design for a Class D amplifier. And if you know an Class D amplifier's construction, it's fairly simple. You have the input signals, carrier wave, triangle wave, goes in comparator, comes out, modulate, then you gotta filter it, yada yada. It's simple as all of them. You can't get much different than that. So I was actually accused of cookie cutting. This ain't cookie cutting. This ain't cookie cutting. This is a way full level right here.
They say Mike got that off of Alibaba.
Exactly.
That's what they say.
But
well, yeah.
In the beginning, so this will bring me into my sound digital, grudge, gripe. So now, when I first posted this on Strictly Sound Quality, the big sound quality group on Facebook.
Tough crowd.
And on Facebook, there were a few people who knew, oh, this is the EPC 9106 reference design you could buy on DigiKey for $1,000, and it doesn't come with a power supply. So you could buy what I just showed you. You could buy a half of the Gandalf already pre-made, ready to go. But it's up to you to supply it plus and minus 27 volts. Good luck with that. I already kind of that's just a Chinese power supply. I already made my power supply. See, I got one right here. You see how cookie cut? I make stuff from scratch. Oh, here's the funny thing I could show you. So anyway, Sound Digital. As some of you people know, Sound Digital also has a GaN FET amplifier. They were one of the first to do it for audio. But I must point out, though it is they market it as a GaN FET amplifier, it is not truly a GaN FET amplifier. It is a hybrid GaN FET amplifier. They use what's called cascode GaN FETs, where pretty much it's a it's like a big little MOSFET driving big GaN FET. MOSFET drives a GaN FET. I know that sounds full. The thing is, what I didn't mention, GaN FETs you can't just plop onto a board and add power to it. You have to use very precise circuit board design and little copper traces, because the things are so sensitive you literally breathe on them and they explode. That's how sensitive they are to inductance and inner noise, Brazilian amps, all that Brazilian witchcraft noise I always talk about. So yeah, you can't just plop it on there. And
is it still stupid, crazy, fast, and have all the benefits?
It still has pretty.
It's just a more stable design.
It has one world champion. It has beaten Class A amplifiers that cost 10 times more than that. And but here's the thing, mine's better because mine uses pure GaN FET, pure GaN FET drive, non-cascode. So it just drive straight to GaNFET. There's no MOSFET.
When are we gonna see these things, man?
I don't know. I honestly don't know.
Give me ballpark it. I'm not gonna hold you to it.
I have 20. I have 20 boards. I don't know if all 20 work.
Okay.
Some may have both channels working. The others may have one channel that doesn't work.
Well, I need 6. I need like 3 immediately, so get to work on it.
Some is stereo, some is monoblock, depending on what yield. The one reason why I can't use this design, and no one else has used this design, is very low yield. I went to every single... So let me backtrack a bit. My previous job, I worked at a circuit board factory. They made all my products. I'm still, in touch with them, still working with them, because they invested. My former bosses invested in, a lot of my products, and we're still working to, sell them. That's why I'm totally not out of this thing, you know what I'm saying? And so we still have 20 we have to sell. And we have to make sure every one of them works, because they were extremely hard to build. And we have everything at this place. We have SMD rework machines, hot bars, like we got it all. We have an X-ray. We X-ray all these boards to make sure that there's no, defects on them. But there's.
Oh, you got to X-ray them.
We X-ray all those GaNFET boards, all those amplifier boards. Let's see SNI and Zen do that.
Yeah. Well, that's also going to add to the cost too, right? I mean, I know you're marketing. This is going to be the best sounding amplifier on the planet and all that stuff. But man, we gotta get these to the hands of the people like you and me.
Yeah.
That's why I don't run $4,000 Moscone amps, because I have.
Sidetrack, but let me finish up the sound digital story. What does this have to do with me hating sound digital? I showed everyone. So everyone's going crazy, like, holy shit, this is crazy. It's like, there's only one other GaNFET amp out there, and so our knowledge wasn't being made anymore. They only made 100. And now here comes this with even better amp. Not 1, not 2, but not 3 Sound Digital employees felt the need to call me out and say, oh, that's an EPC 9106. You're just putting a power supply. And it's like, that's really funny that that it's an EPC 9106, because that's not something, only engineers know that. Only engineers who really were looking into doing something.
Yeah, but they have engineers working at Sound Digital. Why wouldn't they be able to recognize that?
But the fact is, they were trying to call me out, saying that mine's just a reference design, when their amplifier is also a reference design. You ever wonder why the Sound Digital GaNFET amp doesn't have a gain knob, doesn't have any of those fancy features?
I've never had my hands on one.
It's the weirdest amp. There is no gain knob, it's a fixed gain, and there's no equalizer or anything. It's just straight through, mono.
That's not a bad thing, though. A lot of purists would say that's straight.
What do you think? On mine, all I have is a gain knob. I haven't seen the insides of it. I know they use an Infineon reference design, which is, they say, oh, it's super secret, you have to sign, and we're working with the manufacturer. It's funny, because I had to dig deep on a Brazilian form, because the co-vice president, one of the guys who actually called me out, of Sound Digital, posted, I translate that shit to Brazilian to see that it was a,
you speak Portuguese?
Reference design. Yeah, I went that deep.
Google Translate.
So, the thing is, so I could get that reference design too. I just got to email them saying, hey, I want this reference design. Okay, sign this. Sure. But that program's over because I'm not going to get into it. That program's already over. They only made 100 because they were only given 100 transistors. It was a trial period because they were testing out this new GaNFET. That trial period is now over. That's why they only made 100. You see? See, you can't buy them on DigiKey. So, back to them. They were calling me out, saying, "Oh, first of all, you're a Brazilian company. You're coming to an single man American entrepreneur, like some guy just working out his basement, and you're bullying me? Oh, that's really professional of you. Very professional. So
You made a dent.
Oh yeah, I called them out. I'm embarrassed.
You shook them up.
They were shook. They were shooken. And it's just funny because it's like, yours is a reference design too. There's nothing, first of all, there's nothing wrong with using a reference design. And if you think, and this is what I tell everyone, if you think it's so easy, go do it yourself.
So in summation, they're also using a reference design,
Yes.
which I guess is sort of code word for off the shelf ish.
Yes.
And it's a hybrid, not a true GAN-FET. And they're throwing shade on the young Bolt Lord.
Yes.
So
They would throw, look, I wouldn't have a problem with Sound Digital if they didn't throw shade at me.
So you don't like Sound
To
Digital,
this day, I'm still shook it that they.
but you
I
still love Brazilian. So who do you run? Teramps?
I run Teramps. Shout out to Day Day. Shout out to Sanchez.
Holiday Day. He local to us.
Yeah.
Day Day.
We love some Day Day.
Yo, he likes flying to Brazil now.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
He big timing. Big timing.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Teramps, they're not. You look at Sound Digital, they do pull antics like that, like your own employees going on social media and harassing other companies. Oh, very professional. Teramps.
Listen, I don't want to throw shade on Sound Digital because when people ask me about Brazilians, I get a lot of amp questions, and I have had a lot of success with Sound Digital.
There's nothing wrong with that. The thing is, I would run Sound Digital if they would not have. If they did not throw shade at me, I'd probably.
Their presence online, anywhere, just their presence is garbage. Try to find somebody to help you with a Sound Digital, or even sell you a Sound Digital.
English-speaking reps.
It is,
except John.
It's insane.
John Nolte.
It's insane.
That's like the only Who else runs Sound Digital? John Nolte, Cole.
Somebody messaged me the other day.
Those aren't like actual marketing reps. Those are just guys that run the equipment.
Somebody messaged me the other day about a problem.
You got Damien. Damien is perfect.
Yeah. He's there. 24 hours a day, man.
Back when Sanchez was doing it, he was great too. Sanchez was the guy got me hooked into Terran.
Yeah.
So anyway, to wrap up the Sound Digital story, I still hold a grudge against them. They're very unprofessional. Uva Morer, and I was so shook it that when I made my power supply for the Gandalf. So again, I'm an MMA fan, and one of the greatest MMA moments was when the All-American Chris Weidman knocked out reigning legend Anderson Silva, Brazilian Anderson Silva. So I drew this mural.
Oh my God!
Silk screened on the back of every single Gandalf amplifier. This is a silk screen mural of Chris Weidman knocking the fuck out of Anderson Silva.
America.
Hey, was that when he was doing his little?
Yeah, he was doing what he was doing. He was like, he was taunting Chris Weidman, and he comes in. Boom.
Sylvia's a bad man, though, man.
Sylvia's a bad man. He did get shook.
Yeah.
And then the next fight, he snaps his leg.
Yeah. Oh, I saw that.
Boom. That's like the most gruesome leg snap.
Yeah, that was brutal.
But yeah, just I don't like if they want to look. If they want to apologize, that's cool. They could do that. But this is America. You got Brazil. You got your market. Don't come into my yard. How'd you like if I came into your yard and started, harassing, your customers and shit? Right? This is America. We gotta draw the line somewhere. I understand the big source of your profit is the American market, but you gotta give some.
I don't know.
The homeland,
I don't know. I think North America is a very this much because Sound Digital sells a ton of amps.
Oh yeah, first of all, why are you even worried about me?
You got them shook.
To them, they're maybe they didn't know me. Maybe they don't know that I'm single man up. Maybe they don't know that I have a full-time job and I'm not really all hands into this. I don't know. So they were just probably in full-blown defensive mode, thinking that I was some big shot on the come up.
Actually, I mean, being a big shot on the come up
It's not.
would be like somebody that buys an M4. What do you think, Skip?
Yeah.
I mean, that would be something that somebody on the come up would do. I'm just saying.
What?
Buy an M4.
Euro douche.
And a UFC belt.
You
Which one?
You gave up the 335.
After you talked it up forever. You talked
M4. Watch, next week I'm buying a yacht, guys.
You're fired.
You talked up the 335 to M Power forever.
335.
It's over.
You went straight to Euro douche.
Yeah.
I still have it. If any of you guys want it, we're probably selling it soon. So.
It's a nice car, man.
Yeah.
Leather doors, you know.
Is that like newish model? They never made an M4 before.
Hey, don't be putting him out there like that. Don't worry about it.
Okay, no, it's BMW's smart marketing tactics. They split the whole brands. They just divided all the brands. The M4, the 4 Series is technically the 3 Series coupes. And the 3 Series is only sedans now.
Yeah, stupid.
Right.
Yeah.
I can't believe they got away from it.
I don't know who's cool. I liked it better when it's 3, 5, 7.
Right.
And X3 and X5.
Right.
Now they're coming out with an X7. Watch them. 2030, they'll have a half series, a 0.5 series.
Hey, I'll drive that.
It's going to be like a Reliant Robin, like a smart car.
No, I'm good with it. I'll drive that. I like the small cars.
Let's pick up the pace here because I feel like I wanted to talk about a lot more.
Hey, you got to pick the nearest and dearest to your heart, something that you have got to get out there to the people because we're running out of time here, and we got to get it out of there. We got to get it out of you.
Give us the shot, the last bullet in the gun.
I'm telling you, the best one you got.
We will. Absolutely.
It's all right. It's so hard to there's so much to talk about.
I know.
Yeah.
That's why shout out Jacob Fuller. That's why we were here for like 2.5 hours with Jacob
Fuller. Even though you've said on the last podcast that you found someone to do Class D amplifier R&D for you, even though I offered to do it, I was kind of hurt. But it's okay. I don't have time for that anymore. That's fine. Jacob. I love you.
Mike D
I'm calling the Sundown Show. Hopefully, I should.
Throwing bombs at everybody.
You better have answers, Jacob. Have answers ready.
Oh wait, I want to say another.
Is he still in the chat?
I think he is.
I know. I make a lot of posts about people cookie cutting amplifiers, doing this, people doing that. Why do I get so mad? Mikey, you don't really get mad a lot. He's usually very nice. But when it comes to the one thing that I gave 5 years of my life to learning the craft, thinking that my dream job was to be an amplifier engineer for Harman Kardon, for Bose, for Rockford Fosgate. And do you know how it feels for your dream to just be slowly ripped from you? So slow, you don't even know. It's like a pot and boiling. It's like a frog in boiling hot water.
Well, it's not boiling to begin with.
It wasn't boiling to begin with. I should have saw the signs. I should have saw the bubbles, but I didn't.
What's the race to zero, bro?
When I came into audio, I thought there was a lot of money in this industry. I thought not to throw shade at DC Audio or Sundown or Crescendo. I thought these were gigantic companies with full salary, with a lot of people, hundreds of people on staff.
Mm-hmm.
That was the illusion, but they're not. They're just small businesses who can't afford full-time staff. And there's nothing wrong with that. And a majority of these audio companies are like that. They only have less than 50 people.
Mm-hmm.
So I could have, if I wanted to, if my heart so desired, gotten a full-time job in audio. I had the chance to get a full-time job in audio. And I'm not going to say where it was, but they flew me out to Dayton, Ohio. Hint, hint.
We were promised shots fired, dude, and we're not getting them right now.
I'll just say, Parts Express offered me an interview.
Oh.
I was fortunate for my good friend Jeff Schneider to get me in on that interview.
Shout out, Jeff.
They toured the facility. Parts Express, huge. Huge.
Awesome.
And
fantastic.
They're the last true American audio company. Bar none.
Hey, what about Eminence?
When everyone else is going to China, they try their best to keep it here.
Hey, that's not true. Who else we got out there? Eminence is trying, and Acoustic Elegance.
As long as you're trying, I guess it's fine. You know,
Acoustic Elegance actually has an American ferrite producer. So, I mean, shout out to these guys that can actually make ferrite big enough for a subwoofer motor. And they actually cast their own baskets and shit here. So, Acoustic Elegance, anybody that's watching this, Acoustic Elegance, amazing.
Yeah, but long story short, they kind of explained to me where all the money. I wanted to know where the money is in the industry. Where's the big bucks? Because it ain't car audio, but it's audio. Where's the majority of profit going to audio? And they said it's OEM, not like OEM integration in cars, just OEM integration in anything.
Well, yeah.
Example, like here's an example: Kohler baths. So you know the Kohler shower that's like walk in and shoots from you from a million different angles. There's a sound system in that. Guess who designed the sound system?
Bose.
Parts Express.
Bose rules the world.
No, but that's the type of OEMing. That's what they said. That's where all the money is. And I wasn't. That's not what I wanted to do. So
you want to be a niche. You want to be a niche designer. Do your own thing.
Amplifiers. Yeah. I wanted my shit go boom boom.
Right, you want to do your own thing, and that's awesome.
But
that's fantastic.
I could have, but they're not. You're not going to get the salary that you worked your ass off for.
No, not up front.
And I don't now. You know, I see all like these audio engineers, they're freaking divorced. You know, barely making one. I don't want to be like that. That's not what I don't.
Look at Tony. Look at Tony D though. Seriously,
Tony D'Amore is an anomaly.
I'm just saying.
I'm not saying that's not. He's not a conspiracy theory. I'm just saying he
Daywalker.
He got it. He got it. He won. You know. Let me talk about Tony D'Amore. I don't hate him. I love the guy, and I wouldn't be where I'm at if it wasn't for him. But people always say, "Oh, you two need a collab. You two need a collab," but we don't collab.
That's not happening.
We have very, very polar ways of thinking, especially from an engineering aspect.
P.S. We're gonna have Tony D on the podcast next week, so you guys tune in.
That's another thing. You got to get him on this podcast. You got to get him on this podcast
next week.
I'll be watching. But
him and Mead.
Maybe I'll hit him up, ask him a question here and there, or in a comment. I always felt like I didn't want to bother him. I always put him above me. I'm not better than. He's way better than. He sold a diamond box to John Cena. It looks like.
I still can't decide if that was a troll account.
All I saw was just a blank profile picture. I couldn't.
Hey, he's got a very long resume, but we don't need to talk about it here.
Yep.
Tony D, everybody knows him, everybody loves him. He's awesome.
Just wish because
y'all are the same person. I've never seen both of you on the same space at once.
Understand something? I may be saying this wrong. I don't know. He's an entrepreneuring engineer. There's no friends in that. It's a very cold world.
Oh, well, I tell you, besides Diamondbox, he's had a pretty awesome partner for his marketing side. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, whoever's...
I'm talking about Steve Mead.
He has like an angel investor. I'm sure he'll explain it more in the podcast, but I think he did like a Shark Tank and pitched his idea, and that's how you see the Diamond Box is really taken off lately.
I've yet to hear one.
I want to buy one.
Sure.
I'm not. First of all, I don't use Bluetooth speakers, but I want to hear one, but I would never buy one.
Again, it's all about capitalizing on niche markets.
For sure. But I'll tell you, he moves them.
Seriously, go and look up a high-powered boombox. You can't find one. Like the little JO audio, like the
Beats.
The Beats. Don't care. The little like dildo-looking thing.
No interest.
Parts are louder than that thing.
Zero interest in any of those.
Dr. Dre made billions.
I could not care less.
But yeah. Anyway, we butt heads a lot, but it's just us butting heads, you know.
Well,
I wish
we need that.
Yeah,
really
we need that.
Yeah.
We could collab, but I don't know what we could collab on because it would just end in us arguing over Class D is better than Class AB.
What's that? What's that saying? The steel sharpens steel. We gotta have that. You know, butting heads.
I just always, even till today, I just don't think that I don't want to cramp his style. You know, I don't want to bother. That's why I don't go to him for engineering.
Message him right now on the live chat and see if he replies
I don't have the
before
chat
we
on.
get up. What? No, message him on your phone while we're here on the live chat. See if he responds before we get off, because we're about to wrap this up.
Wait, if we're wrapping this up, let's.
What's Dino Gate? What's Dino Gate? The people want to know what Dino Gate is.
So
that's the killer point.
So let's go on some audio conspiracies. So this actually involves Sound Digital, and this also has to do with the Diamore product, even though Tony thinks this is what I'm saying.
I don't think this has to do with Sound Digital.
I don't think Tony realizes what's going on.
It's a Teramps thing.
He's in Diamondbox world. The car audio, SPL world, it's still going. There's some shit going on, Now, Sound Digital, this was last year. They did not just a straight dyno run. They did a head-to-head. A Sound Digital 3K and a Teramps 3K. And the Teramps only put out half the power. But Teramps, in response the next day, released a video, not on a keep on. This was done on the amp dyno, SMD amp dyno. They then did another video the next day on the audio control, not the audio control, the audio precision, which, by the way, I think should be the standard.
Duh.
Audio precision, even though it's a $10,000 unit, that should be the standard. So, Teramps did their thing on the audio precision, and the Teramps put out 3,000 watts. So, why was it that this Teramp only put out half the power? Even though it's set on the dyno, on the display of the dyno, what it was doing, where the distortion was, why was it saying it was only half the power?
Speaking on the audio precision, my only question there is, audio precision or not, they're obviously testing on the resistive load, and I have tested every Teramps that I've owned on a resistive load, and every one of them popped. And all I'm doing is measuring voltage, man. It ain't that hard. So how are they getting these sustained measurements on an audio precision?
Taylor, when did you test this amp? How recently have you ran a Brazilian amp on a resistive load?
Dude, I ran out of money to buy Brazilian amps after
but how long ago
the 12th or 13th
This is a misconception. Everyone thinks that Brazilian amps are fire starters because back in 2012, when they first came on the scene, or earlier, they were very kind of sketchy designs. That's how they got the bad name. But now, these guys, Teramps, Sound Digital, they're the only people doing amplifier R&D. The only people in-house. Think about that. Now, I know Brazil is a different country, different economy, but America, our SPL market, we aren't doing any of that. They're killing us in amplifier games. Brazil is killing us. And we could talk about...
No, I know.
But, anyway, back to the Sound Digital thing. I have good evidence to say that amp dyno was rigged.
Which one?
Oh.
The Teramps versus Sound Digital. Knowing Sound Digital's antics from experience, knowing that they have engineers, willing to work with a smart distributor who's doing the amp. I did one of their distributors was doing the amp dyno run. Is capable of opening up an amp dyno, swapping a few resistors, and making it look like after power.
That's what you think happened?
No, that's what I know happened.
Tinfoil.
Not.
Well, here's the thing. I can prove it. The thing is, I know I can do it, but I gotta prove it to the world. So I need to get my hands on it. They're kind of expensive, and no one wants a trained, skilled engineer to go in and void their warranty. So.
All right, for all the viewers out there.
I did have one.
Let's all get Mike D an amp dyno so he can prove the amp gain.
So yeah,
we see like $6, $8 grand. I don't know.
That's why I no longer trust the amp dyno, is because you could rig it if you have the proper instruction from an engineer of an audio company that they can step by step show you how to modify the dyno to make your amp look better.
No, obviously it's.
Now I know it sounds far-fetched, but I'm telling you, it is. You can do it. If a company needs to make money, and in a market full of just the same amp, you got to stand out. What do you got to do? You pull some strings.
Makes sense.
I know
it makes sense.
I know it sounds crazy, but you have to. I am not, and I know this. The distributor, he's an asshole.
Who's that?
And he also, the poor guy, he couldn't make it onto the Yankees, so now he's going selling car audio. And also snitching on me. Oh, this guy snitched on me, by the way, because I made a Sound Digital joke. You know how, like, someone will try to hack into your email from, like, a different location?
I guess.
Well, like, someone tried to get into my email and said Google alerted me, like, oh, someone tried to break into your...
Yeah, I get that a lot.
They were in Brazil. From Brazil. So I took a screenshot, posted, like, haha, nice try, Sound Digital. I was just joking. Of course it wasn't them, but someone snitched and messaged the vice president of Sound Digital, who then messaged me on Facebook. And he wasn't happy. And I explained to him I was just joking, sir.
Just joking, sir.
I'm not friends with the vice president on Facebook. There was no way he would have saw my post unless someone. So I think it's. But he's. Did I block him? I don't know. I deleted him. He's whatever. He's
all right.
Irrelevant.
About to send the jujitsus after you.
Let's see. Let's recap. So, Sound Digital GAN is fake, store-bought hybrid bullshit. They are rigging dynos.
Yes.
They are bullies.
Fact check.
And Mike D has them shook to the core, cuz.
Got the vice president in his box, in his DMs.
What I missed?
Here's another thing.
Nothing.
Good businesses don't do business on Facebook. I'm sorry, that's just not how it works.
Dude, well, that's not fair.
But real businesses don't do work on Facebook.
They don't go back and forth. They don't go back and forth, but they'll use Facebook as marketing, But they won't go back and.
But I also find it flattering because the fact that he did reach out to me, that I'm recognized not as like some end user, that I'm an actual
competitor.
The audio community means a lot, and I was flattered by it. But I told him, look, you also have to understand, not only am I the Volt Lord, I'm also the meme god. I make memes.
Dank memes all day.
Some of the best audio memes out there. You gotta relax. I'm just trying to have fun.
Hey, I won't lie. Somebody came out with that whatever crazy ass toothless guy laughing video today about the.
I did it better. Sorry, that was funny. All right, I forget what it's called, but it's a Spain. It was on he's a Spain.
The interview,
but
the interview.
I'm telling you. That the one that they did today, like the closed caption, did not come close to the one that you did with the Brazilian amp. Oh my God, I was pissing myself.
I'm really good at Adobe After Effects. I put the Teramps like a banner, like the Teramps banner behind the guy. It looked real, and what I purposely like I distorted the pick, made low quality, so it matches. It really looked legit.
No, it was legit.
It does camera tracking. Go. Don't be After Effects. If you
All right,
want to use, but you learn how to do that, it's crazy.
Mike, we got to wrap this up, buddy.
I know it's getting late.
So,
I think we covered a lot.
you have any parting thoughts for the 7 people that are watching?
No,
All right.
25.
25 people. Shout out to the 25.
7.
I appreciate all my customers. You know,
Don't sell.
I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you. Changes are coming. You know, so just be patient. I know I'm delaying everything. I'm even running out of Usain Bolts. I know. I'm trying to stick around here. I'm trying to do the thing. You know, you got to just have patience with me, and I appreciate. You know, for you. I see it all. Every time someone posts, yo, what's a good voltmeter on I Just Want to Bang, and literally it's 20 people in a row back to back saying Usain Bolt, posting things. That means a lot.
Yeah.
I care about you. I love you. And
That's awesome. Hey, look, I know we didn't get to everything you wanted to cover, so we're gonna have to do a part 2 on this one.
part 2 soon.
100% part 2.
I'm
Skip.
the Tony D. Moore interview though.
Yeah. Oh no, he's next week.
Let's do it.
100% Tony D's coming next week, whether he knows it or not. So.
He's California time too, so.
So
Yeah.
give him a final like a kidney shot, just one kidney shot to Tony D right now. Class A sucks, ScanFest. The future, your shit is not analog.
Your
All that.
your cables, your RCA cables aren't woven with the Virgin Mary.
He went after the RCA cable.
Yeah. Low blow. Low blow, Mike. Low blow.
I just hope, you know, one day he does realize that Class D, it's coming of age, and it does have its place in some applications, but there's something about, you know, the analog. There's the wine and I call it the wine and cheeseness of audio. You don't really get that with Class D.
I love some wine and cheese now.
It's cool though. It's a talking piece.
Yeah.
That's why it's like we still need that. It will never go away.
Hey, people still use record players.
Audio, do you need the $20,000 freaking marble fucking amp? No. You can get the same thing at $1,000 Gantech.
There it is.
The young
There it is.
vote lord. The young vote lord.
Vote Lord.
The facts.
Holla. Oh, they throwing up signs. How you do that one?
Throwing up them.
I don't know. Gang, gang, gang. I act so hood. I act because I'm from New York, but I'm really.
Yo, can you back up and give us the Slav squat one time? That's going to be our sign off.
This is America.
Fade, Skip 01, signing off with the young Vote Lord.
Treat Takashi 69.
Give me the Slav squat before you leave, baby.
Treyway.
Back up. Back up out of camera. Give us the Slav squat. Holla.
I can't do that. I'm squatting.
Close enough.
All right.
Close enough.
All right,
All right, guys.
Yeah.